How's it, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Jakkalsman. I'm on my way to the Eastern Cape tonight from Gauteng, and I won't be able to take my own trustworthy bakkie with me because I'm going with the family and everyone is going to be in the car, so there's no place for my chair. So what I did was I bought another chair for the farm from Rudy Creer in the Eastern Cape. He manufactures these shooting chairs. A shout out to Rudy to getting my chair there on time. I really appreciate that. He did an excellent job and they really make excellent hunting chairs. So when I get there tonight, I'm quickly gonna set up the chair, put everything together, mount the lights, and gonna go out tonight and hopefully get something. I've arrived on the farm in the Eastern Cape and there's my hunting chair. It's the first time I'm seeing this new chair. I've quickly got to make a few adjustments to it and make it work for me. So I'm going to do that right now. Firstly, I must extend this arm, this piece. I must extend it back so it's the length of my gun. And I've got to add the two light mounts on there. And also I've got to remove that piece over there and put my section that I put the caller and the dimmer on. And then I'm going to just try the battery, check that everything works. So that's going to take the next 10, 15, 20 minutes. Right, I'm ready to go. Everything is set up. Hopefully we can get something tonight. Yeah, this thing doesn't want to focus properly. Right, there's my helper for this evening and we're ready to go. Okay, so we're on our way to our first standing place and the time is now 5 minutes to 9 at night. And it is 4 degrees Celsius. That is really cold stuff. So I'm sure it's going to get colder during the night. It's going to go below freezing. I'm very confident about that in the not too distant future. Alright, well, this is really great. We're just hardly outside the gate and the wheel burst. I have to change the wheel. Yay! That's a lot of fun. So I'm the driver tonight, so I've got a helper from the farmer who's quickly going to open the gate for me and get through. So it's quite a drive to where we're going. It's up in the mountains, really high up in the mountains. So we'll just get through this gate and give him some reverse lights so he can. I'm still driving to the standing place and it is 0 degrees. So it's freezing outside and I just finished my first stand. Was quite successful, I would say. I'm quite happy about the outcome. I got the male but I missed the female. I was a bit anxious taking the shot. But everything kind of worked out well tonight. I was trying a few new techniques that I'd learned and a few techniques and concepts I had from previous times, and it all worked well. So tonight I actually had my infrared light shining all the time. So we're actually sitting in the pitch dark black winter night and there is no external lights. So the infrared is sort of, you can't see it with your eyes. The Jackal can see it to a certain extent. It does, but it doesn't bother them as much as a normal light. So I did have the light on in full blast, and you can see, you'll see from this video, it's about this part of the mountain is approximately 650 meters away, and I measured that a little bit earlier, and that's actually where I picked their eyes up for the first time. So I started off with a single Jackal call and immediately got a response from them. From what I can guess, it was about 850 to 900 meters away. It did sound extremely close, but those voices travel quite far. Their voices travel quite far, and it's very difficult to determine a distance. I gave them a couple of minutes to react to that sound and decide if they're going to come closer. So I usually give them some time to digest what I'm planning for them. And then I gave a second backup call, or a second call, or my backup call, and they replied a lot closer to what I was saying, approximately 650 meters, because they were definitely closer than the first time. And I didn't get the first call, their first response on video. But once they started yelling back at me, I felt, yeah, we're going to be in business. I then started following them. I picked up their eyes, and they were quite aggressive. You could see the way they were running, coming closer. They were in a hurry to get to this person, or to this jackal that's on their territory and urinating on their tree. So I continued to follow them for a bit, and they came down all the way from the mountain up till they reached the bottom, and the male went under the fence. At this stage, I lost the female. I knew sort of where she was, but I wasn't 100% sure, because obviously I couldn't see the flash from the eyes. And I was worried that the male was going to go down into the valley, into the slough. And I was kind of concerned that he might pop up somewhere close by and I might not see him. And I was right, but luckily I did see him, and I did pick him up, and my scope was still zoomed in quite a bit. And I zoomed out and did the range, so the ballistics on my gun will be input into the scope. It moved across there. I took the shot. It was a perfect shot. He died a couple of meters away. I was then concerned that the female would be put off by the sound of the gunshot, and that she might not come in, but I had an idea she was still exactly where I left her, or where I lost her, or where I thought she was. And I gave her another call, and she responded immediately and showed her eyes to me. And from then on, it was 2 or 3 minutes, and she was at the fence about 100 meters away from the caller, and I shot and I missed her. So that wasn't great, but I sort of know where her area is. I definitely will get her in 2 months' time when I go back, or if I go back sooner. And just again tonight, I learned so much again, and learned to work better with the light. And you know, you're never too old to learn, especially in this game. These animals are extremely clever, and they learn extremely quickly. So if you make mistakes, they write it in their books, and when someone starts calling them again in the area, they know what to do. So it's not the first prize to sort of miss them, but it does happen to the best of jackal hunters out there. But yeah, now I need a cup of coffee. It's ice cold. It's now -3. So yeah, I think we're gonna call it a night. Actually, it's freezing.